Hello, Blast Process viewer, and we do know we've got a viewer because you even wrote to us. So we even got your name now and your address. But here we are at EGX, and well, on the indie section, and I'm on the stand for Troll and I, and I've got a captive programmer here, whose name of Bobby.
That's right.
Would you care to explain your game to us?
It's a dual protagonist game where you can control either an adolescent boy called Otto or an 18-foot troll.
An 18-foot troll?
Yeah.
You know how big he is?
Yeah.
Now, this is your first home IP, isn't it?
Yes.
Right.
It's our first IP that we've created by Spiral House. We've done a lot of work for hire, games for Sony, Virgin in the past, but this is our first game from concept that's owned by Spiral House. So,
has this idea been lurking in the back of your mind, or is it you thought we're going to do our own IP? And
well, my business partner Kevin, he's written children's books, and this was a tale he had in mind for quite a few years. And when we first started discussing the idea, he presented it, and I thought, wow, that's epic. And we're quite a small team. There's only 14 of us, so we started off fleshing out some concepts, and this is what we came up with 2 years later.
2 years. Because it does. I mean, you forget how long things take to develop. It does look rather nice, rather polished. I know it's March next year you're aiming towards.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's other types of games in the market coming along in a similar vein. Last Guardian being an obvious one, and its family of titles. Is that an influence in the way you're thinking, or are you going to try and set your own?
Well, one of the things you can do in Troll and I is you can jump in and out of couch co-op whenever you want. So you could sit down, you'd be playing it single player, your brother, girlfriend could come in and go. Rather than them just sitting there watching you play, they can pick up a second controller and jump straight in and play exactly where you are in the game. And then once they've had enough, sign out, go off, and you're back to playing the single player adventure. So with these other games as well, a lot of them you have a large creature that you can command and tell it things to do, whereas in Troll and I you take direct control of this troll and you play both of them, Otto and the boy, and they have to work together to get through the adventure.
Right. Now, I can't help but notice the graphic style. It's rather nice.
Thanks.
And then the linkage between the small little lad, I say small boy, and the child, teenager, youth. Well, I'm still somebody there with those descriptions, and the troll and the dreadlocks. It's a nice link between the two. I take it that you said that came from an outside source.
It wasn't intentional. Our CGI guys, MI, they created the marketing movie that we did. But when we had the concepts, the troll didn't have dreads really. We just had fur, and then MI introduced the dreads onto the troll, and it just became a bit symbiotic, and we quite liked it.
Well, yes, they do seem to be together, and it gives a recognition between the two characters, as if one's looking at the other and immediately seeing themselves. And so, what sort of playtime are you expecting on this title?
12 hours.
12 hours.
And I think that's probably under what it's going to be, because we've seen some guys playing it here today, and they spent a lot longer on it, just having fun and just playing it and just watching all the things. And this is only a small section of the game.
Yes. So you do notice when you play it, because you're playing at two scales, which is something you don't see very often. They're saying there's only a few big titles where shoot 'em ups we're playing two scales. That it means that certain characters had skill sets that benefited the other and vice versa.
Yeah, exactly.
Though each character wasn't ultimately stranded, it meant that one person. It was one way of having, bespoke skill sets for each character.
Yeah. Well, one thing we tried not to do is confine the player. So we let the players, you can go off with Otto or the troll in opposite directions, but one of you is going to find something you can't get past unless you both come together to overcome the obstacle.
Right. So which formats is coming out on?
PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One simultaneously.
Simultaneously, across all of them?
Yeah.
Excellent. I think that's about that one. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, no problem.
That's Bobby. Name of the company?
Spiral House.
Spiral House. Name of publisher?
Maximum Games.
Yeah, get the plug in. Say it again.
Maximum Games.
Excellent. And, of course, our regular viewers know there's a question. Super Nintendo or Mega Drive?
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo.